Mike DeGruy discovers an underwater lake. An American documentary filmmaker, Mike DeGruy, grew up along the Gulf of Mexico, but little did he know he would make one of the most exciting discoveries of his life in that very Gulf. When filming Blue Planet beneath the Gulf of Mexico, he found an underwater lake. In his own words, "Wait a minute, I'm already underwater. How can there be a lake?" But it was. A pool of thick, ultra-salty brine had accumulated in one area, giving the appearance of a lake beneath the waters. This dense lake is so salty, in fact 5 times more so than the surrounding area, that only microscopic life is capable of living within. The shore of this underwater lake is lined with mollusks and crustaceans. On the other side of the mussels, DeGruy explains, nothing, mud, it's fantastic. Perhaps the most interesting quality of the undersea brine lake is that submarines practically bounce off it instead of moving through it due to how dense it is. DeGruy explained that he and his crew tried to descend into the lake, but upon making contact, reported that the liquid was so incredibly dense that the submersible bounced off the surface. He was intrigued by this discovery and wanted to explore further, revealing that a whole new world could be beneath this dense lake. DeGruy is quoted as saying the following, "Without a doubt, one of the most amazing things I've ever seen at the bottom of the ocean was while I was filming for Blue Planet. It was in the Gulf of Mexico. I noticed something out in the distance, but couldn't tell what it was. It looked like a dark band. As we approached the dark band, it became a donut. I saw this donut and it was black in the center. As we got closer and closer to it, I noticed that the black band had what looked like steam over it, but there was water flapping against the shore. This band was a ring of mussels. Inside the ring of mussels was a lake. We went over the water and tried to descend it and bounced off it. The submarine couldn't go inside. We literally bounced off it. I have never seen anything like it." Huge lake discovered 15 kilometers under a volcano. In an international effort comprised of scientists from Bristol, Germany, France, Canada and Wales, a huge body of water has been discovered 15 kilometers under an inactive volcano in Bolivia. Like Lake Superior, the water found was mixed with partially dissolved molten rock at a staggering temperature of 1000 degrees Celsius. Researchers part of the group who discovered the lake describe how the Bolivian Altiplano is an area rich in volcanic history spanning 10 million years. However, currently all volcanoes in the vicinity are dormant, making them safe to explore. The inquiry into what lay beneath this volcano's surface came after discovering that the Altiplano region of Peru sits above a geophysical anomaly 16 kilometers below the Earth's surface. Further analysis showed that this anomaly has a volume of approximately 1.5 million cubic kilometers and characteristics such as reduced seismic activity, but also higher speeds and frequencies of electrical conductivity. As such, scientists were led to believe that molten rock could be a mass below the volcano. After discovering that this was indeed the case in 2016, they also think this could be a phenomenon existing under other volcanoes too. If they are right, in finding these hidden lakes, it would help further inform them of how and why volcanoes erupt. More details on this discovery reveal that the rocks found are not fully molten, but only partially, with a liquid ratio of about 10 to 20% of the whole rock. After performing intensive high pressure and temperature experiments, they then found that there must be 8 to 10% of water dissolved in the molten silica. In terms of the significance of this discovery, scientists have commented on what these findings can tell us. Molten silica can only dissolve water at very high pressures, and when these thresholds are not met, the water separates from the solution, forming bubbles. As such, they can determine that it is low pressures beneath volcanoes which cause these bubbles, which in turn can drive volcanic eruptions. From here, the international teams hope to continue their research to better understand how water pressures within silicate solutions can be examined to predict volcanic activity by analyzing triggers to these occurrences. Cosmic particles in Egypt's bent pyramid analyzed for clues. It seems that the vestiges of mummies and the untold riches of the rulers of ancient Egypt are not the only things lurking among the ghosts inside the Egyptian pyramids. A recent announcement made by an international team of researchers with the Heritage Innovation Preservation Institute have announced that they will be conducting analysis on cosmic particles collected inside of Bent Pyramid, one of Egypt's most famous ancient structures that was constructed around 4,600 years ago. They are hoping that this data will provide valuable information about how Bent Pyramid was built to confirm one of several theories regarding how it was ultimately erected. This study sought to measure muons, which are a type of subatomic radiographic particle that resemble a much heavier electron. Plates were placed within Bent Pyramid to collect these particles, which pass through empty space but are absorbed and deflected by harder surfaces. The muon accumulation on these plates will hopefully allow researchers to analyze the thermal anomalies that were reported within Bent Pyramid by the Scan Pyramids project earlier this year to uncover some of the enduring construction mysteries surrounding the pyramid. The Bent Pyramid, which is so named because of its unique sloping sides, is notable among Egypt's many periods, as researchers believe that it may have been one of the first attempts at constructing a smooth-sided pyramid. Constructed by Pharaoh Snefru around 2600 BC and located within the royal necropolis of Dashur, Bent Pyramid is a hallmark example of the development of early pyramids into the more elaborate and complex models of later dynasties. As a model acting as the transition between step-sided and smooth-sided pyramids, knowledge about the technicalities behind its construction can potentially shed light on both genres of pyramids. For example, some believe that ancient Egyptians tasked with making the steep, smooth sides with little to no precedent noticed that the angle made it much more unstable, subsequently reducing the angle at the top to prevent collapse and giving the structure its trademark bent appearance. It is hoped that the analysis of results provided by thermal technology, combined with muon detection, will give archaeologists and researchers clues as to how the pyramid was constructed, knowledge which will be especially impactful considering the transitional features of Bent Pyramid. Hani Halal, the Vice President of the Heritage Innovation Preservation Institute, spoke about the importance of what the Scan Pyramids project could tell us, saying, "For the construction of the pyramids, there is no single theory that is 100% proven or checked. They are all theories and hypotheses. What we are trying to do with the new technology, we would like to either confirm or change or upgrade or modify the hypothesis that we have on how the pyramids were constructed. How the magnificent ancient Egyptian pyramids were constructed to such epic proportions while lacking modern tools and equipment is one of the most enduring mysteries of all time and has forced researchers to get ever more creative in their search for answers. Hopefully, the analysis of these cosmic dust particles will shed some light onto construction secrets that have been kept for thousands of years." Archaeologists in Egypt just found 2,600-year-old cheese. Do you consider yourself a cheese connoisseur, or even just a fan of the tasty dairy snack? Well, just like wine, cheese gets better with age. Aged cheese forms calcium lactate crystals, which create more complex and intricate flavors. Cheese experts will boast about the process they take to age cheese and the desirable flavors it creates. Some cheeses, like the Italian Bitto Storico, will be aged for over 18 years before consumption. However, a recent discovery by archaeologists in Egypt may put these records to shame as they uncovered a 2,600-year-old cheese. This may be a little too old for most cheese lovers' tastes, but the endurance of this particular cheese is no laughing matter. Archaeologists discovered the cheese at a site in Egypt when exploring a collection of old clay pottery artifacts. The cheese is estimated to date back to the 26th or 27th Egyptian dynasty, which is approximately somewhere between 525 and 688 BC. The cheese was also identified as halloumi. Halloumi is a type of Cypriot cheese that is made from a medley of goat, sheep, and sometimes cow's milk. It is rich in calcium and has a high melting point. It has a mellow feta-like flavour and is an excellent substitute for meat. That being said, this particular piece of halloumi cheese is best not to be tasted, as experts warned it could contain a harmful disease known as brucellosis. Brucellosis is an extremely infectious disease carried by unpasteurized dairy products and can have some nasty flu-like symptoms. The 2,600-year-old cheese was found in a clay pot that was placed as an offering to the afterlife by an old Egyptian community. The archaeologists reported finding numerous other sealed clay containers at the site, which they also hope to open and explore the contents of. But what do you make of these recent discoveries? Be sure to let us know your thoughts in the comment section below and help us grow this community while working to solve these unexplained mysteries. Thank you for watching, and don't forget to subscribe for more videos.